Are we here?
I'm here.
Hello, Justin. Welcome to Peru. You'll be here
Thank
on the
you.
19th
Yeah.
again, I guess.
Yeah.
Second time
Yeah.
in Peru, no? Twice.
Yeah.
Second time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Justin. Just letting you know that we are Double Nine FM in Lima, Peru, 99.1 FM. And
Awesome.
your song, I Can't Quit, in 2018 was the number one song of the year in our
Ah,
state.
no way. Oh,
Yes.
that's awesome. Thank you.
And I really like your group. I saw you in Warsaw, in New York,
Oh,
maybe.
no way.
Yeah, you did all the clapping and thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful
I'll
concert.
do that. Yeah.
And well, welcome. Uh, I guess we're here with Thomas Luque. He's Tommy Gun, our new
Yeah, nice to
DJ.
meet you, Justin. I'm Tommy Gun
Yeah.
here in Doble, Nueve.
Nice to meet you guys.
And so, yeah, we're just gonna walk through a little bit with you, kind of see what's up for the concert, what should expect for this new concert you guys are gonna be doing here, second time in Peru, and kind of see what songs might be ahead. Obviously, with this new album you guys have, there's many new songs that people are wanting for, and so one thing we want to know is, hey, what's that one song that you guys enjoy as well playing the most? Doesn't have to be necessarily the one it's the most popular one, but is there one song that you guys playing the most up in a live concert or live events?
You know what? I do love playing If You Wanna, and that is our most popular song. And whilst the playing of it might not necessarily be the most engaging, I think the power of it and the connection that you get with people when you play it, and you remember writing this song in your room, and then fast forward 10, 15 later, you're in Lima or you're in Reykjavik or you're in, Sydney or Paris, and you have all these people singing it back, and, you realize sort of how lucky you are. And I'm kind of reminded of that every time we play it. So the song itself, like, is not my favorite Vaccine song, but that kind of experience, I think, is just like unbeatable, really.
Obviously, with those like songs, there's like very valuable moments. It's not just it gets the crowd going, you get the feeling, and it reminds you obviously when you started writing those songs. And just in general, like how do you feel when you play those songs and you have that moment, that connection with the audience? What does that bring to you, and what does that remind you of as the vaccines, and obviously as your progress as a musician as well?
Yeah, I mean, joy, really. It makes you very emotional, and there are still nights where we play it, and I feel like I'm gonna tear up or something. I think like I think as a musician or as an artist in any kind of discipline, all you ever want is like an audience. You want to be able to make art that people connect with.
Hmm.
And when you find that, I think, you want to like nurture it and hold it as tight as possible. And when you feel that connection in action and you see people singing back, or maybe you just see people smiling or whatever, like it's an amazing thing. And I think that the longer we've been doing it, the more grateful I feel. It's like, I felt very lucky 10 years ago to come to Lima the first time. I feel even luckier to be able to come back years later. It's like I just
Yeah,
feel
coming back twice now.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Justin, just I'm much older than Tommy, and I always wanted to ask a musician like you, uh, where have all the good singers gone? Like I used to remember, Robert Plant, Van Morrison, Freddie Mercury, fantastic vocalists, and I don't hear anything like it anymore in the new music, in the music of today. Where have they? The
Well, I wonder.
what's happening? The
I
record
wonder if
companies
it's
are
just.
not making their jobs anymore. They're not looking
I
for.
think it's probably. I think it's probably just the way people use their voices. If you think about the guitar, if you take the guitar from the same period and you think about people like Jimi Hendrix and
Yeah, the
stuff, and they
solo.
were
Yeah,
soloing, and they were being very expressive in this way, that way. And obviously that's not very fashionable at the moment, and it's probably the case that it's not very fashionable to use your voice in that way. So I feel like there are
really.
probably people who are just as capable of being kind of acrobatic and sounding like Robert Plant, or sounding like Freddie Mercury, or whatever it may be, and maybe they're just choosing not to. I don't know, because obviously humans are capable of the same things. I don't know. And
Yeah,
also maybe there are people that are doing that stuff, but they're not getting as famous. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because that's not what people want. I don't know.
It's a mystery to me.
Yeah.
I need a new Van Morrison, but there's no new Van Morrison.
Maybe they're out there.
You write your songs by yourself, or you have a partner in writing songs?
It really depends. I've got a few partners, and I kind of will try and write with anyone. And I love meeting new people and writing with people, but a lot of the time I write on my own as well, and we'll take an idea either to the band or to a friend that has a studio and that kind of thing, and they'll help me finish it off. And you know, I'm sort of constantly looking for new ways to sort of stay inspired, really, and that includes kind of finding new people to stay inspired. So it's like a case by case thing, you know. Sometimes I'll just sit down at my house and finish a song on my own and think, oh, that's going to be a great vaccine song. And other times I phone up a friend and say, hey, like, I'm not feeling very inspired. Do you want to like get in the studio and make some music together and see what happens? So it's kind of case by case, really.
And just to kind of build on a little bit on that, as you're writing song, is this progression of like developing a new song, creating the lyrics, obviously every part of the music. What goes through your mind as you're making those songs, and how do you know when something is like, oh, I know this is gonna be a hit, or like what goes through your mind as you think about this?
Well, I think you have to be, you have to be excited about, you're just expressing yourself, really. And I don't think you ever think, oh, this could be a hit, but I think you get excited that something's good, or that you get excited, you sort of, I don't know, it's like a very hard thing to put into words, but there's this sort of indescribable feeling of sort of excitement or like contentment or something where, yeah, you just feel like you've hit the nail on the head, and you can't wait for, the band to hear it, or you can't wait for, I don't know, your label to hear it or your friends to hear it, and you want to listen to it 100 times over and keep working on it, and you don't want to, I don't know, I guess it's that kind of elusive flow state you're looking for. I don't know.
Hmm.
Justin, talking about. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask about, obviously, with these new songs and this new album. I wanted to say that I featured you in I have a ranking out of order. So I like have a ranking with songs that are out of order. So you might hear the first one, then you might hear the number 20, then number 17, like out of order. And in this logistics, I had as one of the best groups, I featured the Vaccines. And out of the 44 songs, there were 3 there out of the new album. Sometimes I Swear, Discount the Cooning, and Heartbreak Kid. And what we have, me and Manuel, we have an expression for a song that we know it's gonna like be successful when it sticks in your mind. So like when you throw something on the wall and it sticks, that's when you know it's gonna be successful. And so how do you know, for example, in Heartbreak Kid, which is one of the, in my opinion, one of the best songs in the new album, how do you know when that's gonna stick? When that's gonna be an industry hit and you're gonna be there and people will enjoy it?
I still don't know if I do know. I just know when I get really excited. Like say, I just know when I get really excited, and I think like, okay, I really, really like this. I just want to listen to this. Like I take the demo home and I want to listen to it over and over, and I just think like, and I also think about our fans. I think our fans are going to like this. Like I think this has everything that they want from the Vaccine song. And normally the band will, if the band get excited about it too, I'm like, okay, that's a good sign as well. And it's like a very personal thing. I don't know. But they all keep me awake at night, like with this, just the choruses going round and round my head, not necessarily because they're good, but just because I've heard them a million times that day. So I don't know.
Justin, the industry right now. The question is, what's the point of recording an album if there's no record stores? It's hard to sell. Maybe just a promotional thing. But I mean, what keeps an artist saying, okay, I'm going to do a new album?
Well, I think it's a good question, and I think not every artist wants to, and I think you see a lot of artists abandoning the concept of a record, but I still think that it has value. I still think like, an album is a better snapshot into the mind of an artist during a certain period than a collection of songs or singles or whatever. And, also who knows what's, vinyl sales go up every year. And so, who knows what people are going to feel about bodies of work in 50, 100 years from now. And, you know, we talk about it all the time, like, oh, should we just put a song out? Should we just put a song out? But I think that having an album and sequencing it and everything and being able to create this body of work is a lot more revealing about the artist and their state of mind and their kind of, you know, I think it still have merit, you know.
Is it hard to get airplay nowadays in the States, for example?
Yeah,
With
I mean, I don't
corporate
think we've ever found it easy, but I think you know, there's obviously just so much competition, and that's why I said, you know, in that previous answer, I just think to find an audience, you're just really lucky, and if that audience is 10 people or 10 million people, you know, it's kind of to find that audience is an amazing thing.
Is the record company helping now, or they just?
Well, we just doing licensing deals now, so we just put our records out on labels, but they're not really, you know, they're not doing anything that we're not doing ourselves, to be honest with you.
Things have changed.
Yeah.
Bueno, we wish you a nice stay in Peru.
Thank you. We're very
I
excited.
wish you a lot of new songs in your mind. You start with the riff, or you start with the melody?
Always changes. Sometimes the lyric, sometimes the melody, sometimes the riff. Like, always changes.
Sometimes both together. That's
Yeah, exactly.
the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Bueno, welcome to Peru.
Thanks, guys. We can't wait.
Justin.
Yeah, welcome to Peru and best of luck in your concert as well, in your whole
Thanks a
tour
lot.
as well.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Cool. Nice to speak to you. Speak to you later.